sensitive, but not my patients. These people cannot tolerate exposure to such things as cell phones and personal wireless devices, wireless internet, also known as Wi-Fi, and cordless phones, and they make every effort to live away from cellular towers and antennas. Their symptoms range from mild to severe, but commonly include headaches and migraines, dizziness, heart arrhythmia and palpitations, sleep problems including insomnia, agitation, anxiety, and depression, nausea and digestive disturbances, and skin rashes. My father, Dr. Stephen Sinatra, a board-certified cardiologist in the United States, became interested in the issue of electrohypersensitivity when his son, my brother, became severely ill and almost died. My brother had been working for years as a trader on Wall Street. He owned and used 2 cell phones, was surrounded on all sides by a panel of computers, and was always using the most up-to-date wireless handheld device. After 5 years of visiting over 100 doctors and healthcare professionals, he dropped from a weight of 180 pounds down to 82 pounds. This happened in the ICU unit in Waterbury, Connecticut. His immune system completely collapsed and major organs went into failure. Doctors were unable to officially diagnose his condition. During his sickest moments in the hospital, we determined that my brother was electrohypersensitive after he became extremely fatigued when using his computer or cell phone. We looked into whether people were, in fact, sensitive to wireless technologies and found other people with similar symptoms. We figured out that exposure to wireless devices was a huge contributing factor for him getting sick. Only by eliminating his exposure to wireless devices and electromagnetic fields was he able to recover. To this day, he avoids all wireless devices and wears radiation protection clothing in order to live in society. There are people who are challenged in a similar fashion right here in White Rock. By promoting the use of Wi-Fi in businesses, you're effectively shutting out a significant and unfortunately growing segment of the population. Further, without warning signs, these people could be exposing themselves to needless pain and suffering. My wife and I have no desire to be exposed to Wi-Fi. In our home and medical clinic, we do not have Wi-Fi or cordless phones. We avoid stores and coffee shops that have Wi-Fi. Personally, as much as we love walking along the waterfront in downtown White Rock, we avoid this area as much as possible to limit our exposure to all the wireless technology present there. We have read literally dozens of studies showing how wireless technology, such as Wi-Fi, can have detrimental, non-thermal biological effects on the human body. We do whatever we can to avoid this environmental toxin. Years ago, before I looked at the research and before my brother's health declined, I thought this technology was completely safe, and I used it all the time. I trusted that the FDA and Health Canada would not allow a dangerous technology to be marketed and used. I soon learned that we are not being adequately protected. Today, I still use internet all the time, but I choose to use an Ethernet cord to connect. I do use a cell phone, but I use it minimally, and I always talk on speakerphone, away from my head. I think there are smart ways to use the technology, and we have to be aware that this amazing, convenient use of the internet through wireless devices is not completely safe. The convenience we have grown accustomed to comes at a big cost, and has been shown in research studies to be hazardous to our health. I urge you to understand that a growing segment of the population cannot stand exposure to these wireless technologies, and request that you carefully review the letter supplied by Citizens for Safe Technology with requests for safer ways to support the public. I am truly concerned with the way wireless technology is used today, and I think more people will be affected as wireless technologies become stronger and more available.
15 seconds.
Okay, great. The tobacco industry for 40 years declined any link of smoking cigarettes and cancer. I believe the wireless telecommunications industry is mirroring the tobacco industry, saying that wireless internet is completely safe. I think we should take precautionary measures as soon as possible to prevent another healthcare crisis. It is only a matter of time before more people become sensitive. The city of White Rock can become a leader in these times by finding ways to support susceptible groups in the community. Most are going to be getting children and the youth, pregnant mothers, the elderly, and those with electrohypersensitivity. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. And I have quite a large package here that I'll pass on to Mayor Ferguson. She's at UBCM, by the way, attending meetings on Market. Councillor Hall.
Yeah, and first of the question, to you, to the group, is it a local White Rock group, or is it encompass more than White Rock?
Could you come to the microphone?
Yes, I didn't see you were speaking.
The question is, are you a White Rock group?
Yeah, or is it more than White Rock?
It's a local group in that we have members in Langley and South Surrey and in White Rock. I'm the representative, I guess. But yes, we're growing.
Okay, and is there any other councils that you've been to? Have you been to any other councils apart from White Rock? Is White Rock the
I
other
have
council?
not, no.
Okay, and how's the group?
Yes.
Okay, and what kind of feedback did you get from all the councils?
We were at Surrey School Board this past week, and it was a very favourable reception.
Okay, and have you been with any other levels of government?
We met with the BCTF and been successful in raising their awareness. We're going to Victoria to talk to the school board there. We're scheduled to speak in Richmond as well at their Pro-D in February.
I think the question was levels of government.
Government, well,
BCTF's not.
Teaching. I didn't
Yeah.
say TCTF.
BCTF, I think you said, yes.
Yes, Teachers Federation.
But that's not a level of government.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to...
So, I'm just trying to make sure we get answers to the question.
Yeah.
I think the question was, have you met with other levels of government?
We write lots of letters.
Okay. No, fair enough, I just wanted to make sure we have the right
Langley as well.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much. Are there any other questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. And thank you very much for all of you coming out this evening. We've got a lot of information here. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Move on to number 6, corporate reports.